Hi all, so today I will be discussing about one of the interesting project I have recently worked on, which is Zentauri-ui, and it is a small and minimal component plus hooks library, and this is the GitHub repo for that. So it's an open source project, so if you want to contribute you can just contact me. And it has two major components. First is the package itself, which has all the components plus hook source code, and another one is a Next.js project for the preview pages, showcasing the usage of the UI components and the hooks, and a detailed readme about setting up this project local and what are the options available to run in this project. And then the npm package itself, it also has a detailed readme about the package itself, what are the components and hooks available, what are the installation options available for this package. And I have this preview site, which is the same Next.js project I have showed in that GitHub. So this is the installation page for that, and I will walk through this installation page on a test project. So I will be using npm. So let me copy this command and go to my test project. So I'll run this first. So it will install the core package, which is zentauri-ui slash zentauri-components. Then these are some peer dependencies, so these we already have, so I would be skipping this step. Then the framework motion package, so it will be needed only if we are using any component from slash animated import path. So for our demo, let's install this as well. And finally the react icons, as some of the components are using this package, it's optional, but still if you are using this component then you will be needing this package. So let's install this as well. So packages installation part is done. Next we have to add the source for our package in the Tailwind config, so that Tailwind could scan those component classes and add it in the final CSS bundle. So let's go to the global.css and edit, and it should be a relative path. For example, my global.css is inside this app, so I have to go one step up, which is double dot and then slash and then node modules and the Zentauri package. So CSS like scanning step is done. Then this is an example component, which is Modal. So let's copy the imports, which is this, and then the animated import as well, and finally the body of the Modal. So that's it. Now let me run the dev server to check whether it's working or not. Local 3000, and yeah, this component is working as expected. So this is the first way of installing the package. The other way is discussed here, where you can get the source code directly of any component or hook. So let me show you that as well. First I will remove this core package, and when I run the pnpm install, it should throw error. Yeah, and then I will first initialize the component JSON mapping for the import alias path. So it added this aliases plus resolved path for the UIs, utils and hooks, and then whatever component or hooks we want to add, we can just add it directly. So this is the add command. So in our case we need Modal, so I will add that. And here if you see, it added a source folder with the Modal component and the required hooks for that component. And one more thing is, like, you should be setting these path aliases in the ts config to make these components work, or you can just customize it based on the like installation of those components in your project, so whatever suits your scenario. Then if I go back, so currently it's showing the import error, so let me fix that. So now it's referencing the local source code, and if I go here, it should throw error for this. So we need a tailwind merge cn function, so I have already set it up here, and then we just need to reference it here. So I think, yeah, let me check what are the options we have available. So app and lib utils, yeah, it should work fine. Now if I run the dev server and go back, page refresh, So it's throwing another error within the modal base, so we have to make the same import change in the modal base as well. And yeah, so if you see now, the it's running from the local modal component, so you can just customize this base component, animated component, as per your needs, like the extra props. If you want to remove some of the props and make it like a simple modal component, you can do that as well. So these are the two options for the installation of this package. And yeah, I also added other stuff, like if you want to add a hook, you just need to add one extra keyword, which is called add then hook, then the hook name. So you can just use this command to add the hooks. And this is the about the alias and result path, which it will install with the init command. And finally, yeah, this step you can leave, because if the source code is in your project, Tailwind will automatically scan those. You don't need to pass this specifically. And then yeah, we can override the themes color. So we have multiple themes for the component. So for example, if I go back to the page, and here I think if I click appearance, I think it's on the modal content, yeah, size, and then appearance, and it has these many appearance. So let me try purple, and if I go back, so yeah, it's a gradient purple. So if you want to override the any theme, you can just add this added theme directive in your css, and just override whatever theme you want to override with your own colors, like this. Or if you want to add any like new theme, for example, the fuchsia theme is not there in the package, so you can just create a like object with all the colors mapping, and then you can just use any color. So for example, for this button, I have just created a custom fuchsia appearance, and then pass the 500 color code, so it will add these classes and create that variant. So yeah, that's all about the installation. And if you want to check the usage of the components, you can go to the components page. So it has all the components examples. From here you can get the source code of it. For example, for this alert, so you can go to the source code and then copy it and run it directly. And for the hooks, you can go to the hooks page. So it has all these hooks available. For example, if I want to go to disclosure, so it has this code which have this preview, so I can toggle it, or I can close it, I can open it. So these are all the previews along with the code available. And yeah, also I have it as the GitHub link here. If you want to check out the GitHub repo, you can do that as well. So yeah, that's mostly it about this Zentauri UI package. Let me know your thoughts in the comment, and if you want to contribute, ping me on LinkedIn, or you can just email me. I will just attach the email in the description of this post. So yeah, thank you.